And we're also going to focus on three key, surprisingly tight midterm races with Fox News politics editor of the Halftime Report, Chris Steigerwald, also the author of the new bestseller, Every Man a King. Are you going to start showing up in a crown?
I do.
And like with a scepter?
But then they make me take it off right before I come in.
I've got some you can borrow if you need it back up.
That is true. That is true. You're the royalty here.
Right. Okay, let's talk about North Carolina.
Okay.
In District 9, very interesting race. A lot of heavy hitters coming in for this one congressional race on both sides of the aisle.
Look, no question that you know how close the Republicans see control of the House as being. If they are willing to invest this much effort in North Carolina doesn't have a Senate race. North Carolina doesn't have a gubernatorial race. It's one of 435 House races, and you've got the president, the vice president, everybody going down to try to save this seat. One of the other things about this that is interesting, just as Barack Obama found, you can't go everywhere.
Right.
And there's a limited number of places. So this is not a good time, for example, for Donald Trump to be in Ohio. It wouldn't be a good time for him to be in Pennsylvania. He took a move into Pennsylvania before, but his numbers are low in those states that he won, but where he's not so popular anymore. North Carolina is the kind of place where he can yes, it will cause a backlash among Democrats. It will increase Democratic intensity, but there are enough Republican voters out there in North Carolina that it can make a district in a race like this.
Yeah, James Taylor showing up there as well.
Not for the Republican.
No. Make no mistake. But he's there for the Democrats. So folks on both sides. All right, let's turn to Florida.
Okay.
This new poll, WCTV down there, I remember it well from my days in Tallahassee. They had this thing at basically a dead heat, the Senate race down there, Governor Scott, Senator Nelson.
So in the average, Senator Nelson has been consistently ahead 5-6 points. It's been pretty consistent. So this is the first poll that we have seen in quite a while that has the race close. Now, it was close once upon a time, and Scott even had an advantage in the early going. So what we're going to wait and see is this poll an outlier, or or is this the beginning of a trend? And for Scott, he needs it to be the start of a trend now, because as you're talking about, with early voting already going on, time is running out quickly.
Well, and that's one of those states where there are big things, multiple big things on the ballot, because you've got the governor's race too with Tallahassee Mayor Andrew Gillum and Congressman Ron DeSantis. So all of that factors into who turns out and shows up.
And it's a state that, as you know, likes to decide elections rather narrowly.
Yeah, they do.
Rather narrowly.
Let me ask you quickly about Michigan as well, because we've got a 4-term incumbent there, Senator Debbie Stabenow, but John James, this business owner, former military guy, he was down 23 points in September. This new poll says 7. Is there any shot for the GOP there?
Well, there's always a shot. Never, I mean, Baylor might have won in the fourth quarter tonight against WVU.
You're saying there's a chance.
Down 50, they might have won. Anything's always possible. Here's what that poll, so a poll for the Detroit News, basically says that the races have both tightened, that Bill Schuette, who's the or the Republican nominee for governor, that both of the races have closed. Now, I would tell everybody this: as you get closer to the end, undecided voters lie. When a lot of undecided voters lie, that when they say they're undecided, some people flatter themselves, say, well, I might still change my mind. What happens at the end is, as name identification for the candidates goes up and people return to their partisan roots, you will always see this tightening at the very end. Now, whether or not James has enough mojo, he's a very good candidate. He's a dynamic candidate. If it was a different year, he might be in a better condition.
Well, we'll see. And next time we expect to see you with crown and scepter and robe if you would like to wear one. We're going to get you a throne. Chris Steigerwald, thank you.